The next reason why in the lonely marriage it's hard for people to walk away or to get a divorce is, I'm going to use the word a mama's boy, but you can also use the word daddy's girl, right? Where it's grown-up adults, we'll call them. Adults who are so used to mommy and daddy taking on their responsibility and taking on their commitment. Remember, one of the characteristics was a lack of commitment and a lack of responsibility. So if you grew up in a household where your parents, saved your butt from a lot of things, where your parents always did for you that which you were capable of doing for yourself, and they did it for you, well, you think that life is shifting responsibilities to other people. And maybe you're married with a mama's boy, or maybe you're married with a daddy's girl, and your wife or your husband somehow thinks that you are capable of doing everything and that they don't really have to participate. And if this is the case, there needs to be a conversation around this. Are you married to a mama's boy? Are you married to a daddy's girl? And maybe this person is not even that they don't really want to be involved or they don't like to participate, but they're just used to someone else taking their responsibility. And maybe they just simply don't know how. So conversation is going to be needing to take place. We're going to get to the resolve in a second. What's the next thing? Number 3, maybe this person is having some type of emotional difficulty, whether they're experiencing anxiety or depression. I knew a couple, we did a premarital together, and the soon-to-be husband, right, he really struggled a lot with depression. Sometimes he would stay 3 days, in his room without being able to come out. And we were trying to figure out what would have to happen so that this marriage wouldn't become a lonely marriage where only one person is participating. Not only that, but there's so many different things that can happen. I remember another client, and they didn't date very long. Maybe they dated for a little less than a year, and they got married. And during the marriage, she noticed that they just couldn't connect at like this deep level that she was wanting to. He just had these little quirks and these little nuances that she didn't quite understand, and it was getting her frustrated. And she says, you know what, we need to go to counseling. They didn't come directly to me, so they lived far away. They went to counseling with a psychologist there, and the psychologist actually found out that he had a very high-functioning autism. Isn't that amazing? Unbelievable? And so when she knew that, which is literally what I'm trying to do for you guys here today, as soon as she knew, oh my goodness, he has high-functioning autism, she was able to work with him. He also had no idea. He says, oh wait, I do? And so some things that he thought was normal, she was like, hey, that's not what I'm used to, but now that I know you have like a high-functioning autism, let's work together. And they went on and worked together in their marriage, and they made it work. So sometimes people just don't know. So if there's an emotional difficulty, find a marriage and family therapist, find a therapist, a psychologist, get together with your spouse and work on yourself, your emotional well-being, your self-care, so that you can be a better lover.